Well, those were the headlines and our top focus. The Russian Defense Ministry has stated that Russian air defenses intercepted and destroyed 105 Ukrainian drones overnight across multiple regions. The drones were shot down over areas including Rostov, Crimea and Krasnodar, as well as the Black Sea. Meanwhile, Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova has stated that Kiev and its allies have rejected any compromises on settling the ongoing conflict. Despite rising tensions, Russia and the United States are working to coordinate the next round of bilateral talks, aiming to find a diplomatic path forward. The upcoming discussions come amid ongoing conflict and international efforts to ease the crisis in Ukraine. Joining us on the broadcast is Professor Vasilin Popovsky. He is the Vice Dean of Jindal Global Law School. He's joining us live on the broadcast. Thank you so much for taking our time speaking to us on NewsX World. It finally seems that Russia has now come out and stated that it is coordinating with US officials for a bilateral meeting in order to take forward negotiations. But does any such meeting really hold weight if Ukraine is not on the negotiating table, if Ukraine is not included?
Well, obviously not. Ukraine should be on a negotiated table. Certainly, this is the victim of war over the last 3.5 years. So no solution can be taken anywhere else, in Alaska, in China, in Washington, without Ukraine being there. But I don't see much happening. I don't see Russia is serious in stopping the war first and foremost. They could have accepted a ceasefire 7 months ago, something Donald Trump suggested, and Ukraine immediately accepted. If Russia doesn't want a ceasefire, which could be limited to only 10 or 20 or 30 days, how can one kind of expect Russia to sit on negotiation table? Moreover, the demands by Russia are basically for Ukraine to cease to exist as an independent country. Obviously not acceptable, absolutely ridiculous, I might say, are the demands by Russia on Ukraine. They have absolutely no legitimacy, no justification. And putting such demands by Russia means that that meeting could never happen. Certainly, because nobody will accept that. Neither Ukrainians, nor the Europeans, nor anybody reasonable in the world will accept the Russian demands. Effectively, what they want is the whole Donbas region, which they couldn't conquer for 3.5 years. So after 1,300 days of war, Russia is nowhere even near to conquer Donbas. In fact, there are calculations that with this speed of Russian military advancement in Donbas, they will need 4.5 years more to get only the region they are claiming, the Donbas region, not to mention the rest of the vast Ukrainian territory. So effectively, Russia cannot conquer with military means anything significant. So the negotiation for Russia is to get through diplomacy what they cannot get through military. And it's also ridiculous. Nobody will give up. Ukrainians are fighting for their lives. They are very committed. They are very determined. They are supported by 150 countries in the world. 55 countries support Ukraine with military equipment and weapons and logistical assistance and finances. So negotiations will only happen when Russia is under severe pressure, including from the US administration. But this is something we don't see. Yesterday was the deadline, another deadline, which Donald Trump imposed. And after that deadline, Trump doesn't impose more pressure, more sanctions on Russia. So Donald Trump is useless here. Everything he says has absolutely no relevance to any peace agreement.
All right, I request you to stay on with us, sir, as we are tracking further information coming as far as the war is discussed. We're now learning that